Welcome to Botches Off-Road. Join us as we talk about everything from gear reviews to trail stories, tent camping to rock landing, and all things to do with the outdoors. Today is another Radio Chatter game episode with really special... You know, we recorded these backwards, and I'm just noticing that. We've got the people that actually made Radio Chatter here, and they're going to play the game with us a little bit. But we already recorded the hour-long episode that comes out after the one. So you'll get to hear them and give the little game reviews. And then in a couple days, you can listen to them tell their story. So I guess that works out that way, huh?
Absolutely planned.
Happy accident.
Yeah, exactly.
I think originally he talked about doing the half an hour before the hour one. It just got mixed up.
I definitely did talk about doing the half hour first. That's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, we roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alex, how about this? You wanna start off with our first card here?
Sure. I'll just draw off the top of the deck today.
Draw off the top of the deck.
Man, and we get an After Dark card right out of the bat.
Oh.
What would be your rig's porn star name?
Oh gosh.
Red Rocket.
Yeah, yeah. That was pretty.
That's pretty good.
Our Colorado's red. We
Oh,
actually
yeah.
bought it on Valentine's Day, so
It is named Valentine.
we call it Valentine.
That could be it. What's your porn star name supposed to be? Like your first?
Your street name, your dog's like,
Yeah.
like your,
But I'm
your
gonna
dog,
replace it
first
to be-
pet with like the street you grew up on.
Yeah. So
Oh.
yes, but I gotta add your vehicle's name, so it's like
Valentine.
Percy Valentine or something.
Oh, there you go.
I like it.
Red Rocket's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that's
Red Rocket. And she had it on deck, too.
Yeah,
Like, she thought about this.
She thinks a
No,
lot about it.
I
for
do
sure.
not. Well,
Oh, you know,
I guess mine would be Midwest Silver Bullet.
Ooh.
yeah, the silver bullet. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Mine would be something along the lines of, like, Brokeback Nelly or something.
It is because it's always breaking too, so it's really kind of a double meaning.
She's
there.
she's the I don't want to say MILF. She's the gilf of the group.
Yes.
You know, I'll be
Rode
honest, I
hard,
never.
broken in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very well. Yeah, I didn't really think about mine, but I'd just call her like Big Cherry or something like that. You know, I can't really. It's hard to describe my FJ, you know, in any other way but big, you know, in a way.
And dark cherry.
Dark
Because
cherry.
it's the
there
color
you
of a
go.
black cherry.
Yeah. So that's the only one. That was a interesting one to start on.
All right, well, we'll let you guys draw one this time.
Yeah. Check.
Yours is upside down. How are you gonna read that one?
I just had them laid out.
Okay, go ahead.
What close encounter with nature have you had?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Haven't run into that one yet. That's
Like,
are we talking like dangerous creatures here, or are we just
Could be anything.
anything?
yeah?
So-
I'll tell. Get my
I
my
was
most.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think initially when I read that, I think of like an animal, but
Sure.
like, did you get stranded? We made it a point
Poison ivy,
or
toilet
something.
paper.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
anything with
yeah.
nature, because like there was we had some questions about like, you know, what was your worst like breakdown on the trip or something, and we were like, no, that's all like bad juju, like bad karma. We're not even gonna put questions to like prompt the conversation about that, but this could be like, did you get broken down in nature, or, you know, have to
Gotcha.
hike out or something? Because the other thing too is like, we also want them to be like,
Open to interpretation.
yes,
Right.
and
Yep.
you know, I think with anything, if you were playing with somebody and it's like, yes, I have. Oh, can you
Yep.
no, but yeah, you know, like you I want to hear the stories. You know, have the conversation.
Mm.
So I was camping in Carr Canyon in Sierra. Well, I guess technically it's not Sierra Vista. It's whatever the city next to Sierra Vista, Arizona is. and I went to get in the driver's seat of my J4000, and there was a rattlesnake curled up on my driver's seat.
Oh, that's a close encounter.
And
so-
I had to find a stick to kind of coax it out of the cab of my truck.
How close were you from sitting on it, or like?
Oh,
coming in?
I noticed as soon as I opened the door. It didn't even notice me before I noticed it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so wait, how did it get in there? Was the window cracked? No
It's
clue.
an old truck. I'm sure there was a hole somewhere.
Fair enough.
No,
Fair
thank
enough.
you.
But I
Yeah.
had it parked. So the windshield was like, it was kind of facing west, kind of right over a mountain, so it was right in a clearing. So the inside of the cab was nice and warm, and that snake must have just wanted in there so bad.
Yeah.
It was toasty, man. Got to bring them inside, heat them up.
So I thought of one. This is like a silly one because we've shared this one a few times. So, but something different. So with the alley cab, we like to leave the windows open and doors open, like when we're at the campfire, because you just get in and grab a beer, whatever. But you're always getting bugs in there. So we decided to hang the little bug zapper things, USB things. So like, whoa, this will zap them all.
Yeah.
Didn't think.
Or
I
thought it was a repellent.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like, how like Off is making that thing where it casts like a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
No, it was the
It's
zapper.
a light, right? And so
we were carrying that around us. We had it hanging in our truck, and Jason was like,
"Is that going to attract the bugs?"
He's like, that attracts the bugs. We're like, what?
So we had it in the camper. So we got in that night. We had
like every
species known to man
and flying insect.
It
was
so bad.
We had like a moth that was like, I was like, where did that? Yeah.
I mean, it was we just grabbed our hands and we're just smearing bugs across.
Oh yeah. That's nasty.
It was like, it was literally like we stepped into the camper. And it was like, they were just like,
yeah,
terrible.
Yeah. See, that's a live and learn lesson right there.
That's a live and learn for sure.
So now we'll do that, but we'll put it like away from where we want to sit to try and like draw them away.
Yeah, we do have one of those thermocells. And those actually work pretty well.
We do too. I don't like the smell like in the camper. So what we actually did, I haven't installed it yet, but a friend of ours, Sean, he makes these sweet lights. And they're mostly for like alley cabs, just it fits perfectly. But he fabricates them, and it's just like a big light. It's Bluetooth, and it's great because it'll cast like kind of a light all around the camper, but it does attract all the bugs to be 6 feet above the camper. So I'm super looking forward to that because it'll be cool. I haven't installed it yet because I'm a little worried it's gonna be a little too tall to get in the garage once I put it on top of the camper.
What a nice segue into what is your next upgrade?
Camper light. I'm installing a camper light and a winch. I don't have a winch on my truck, so
really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was anti-winch for a long time.
Mainly because I'm with a bunch of people that have them, and I'm
very. You were married to one, and I was ready to punch you.
No, she's not a winch.
Yeah.
Oh. So
that's a funny common nickname for my wife too, but she beats me up.
Yeah, mine is like with the alley cab and stuff. We're pretty heavy, and so I'm very weight conscious, and the winch is definitely more weight. And so I've been holding off, but I have all the stuff to do it now, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I think for me, I have actually funny enough. We said that winch is my next one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Got stuck trying to pull someone out Muskegon area on the way to pull someone out, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I could have got out of here if I had a winch. I really could have, and I been searching around anyway and found one over there by Chicago. Originally brand new for those winch mounts. It's it's pretty expensive, $800. So he was selling it for $150. I threw a message to him, just asked him, hey, would you be willing to take $100? And he goes, sure. So we ran down there, picked that up Sunday. and did that little drive. Took the freeway the whole time, and now I just got to buy the winch, and I'm set.
I feel like the odd man out with a winch not being my next upgrade. I've already got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your next upgrade?
And what close? No, you had the rattlesnake. So
Yeah.
Sorry, I sold.
So my next upgrade, I've got a set of rear icon shocks to put on, and I'm going to relocate my shock mount from inside the frame to outside the frame.
Okay, that is one upgrade I did. I had a buddy do that for me. We relocated.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. We did that.
That's
cool.
And Old Man Emu springs for it.
Yep.
Cool.
I will add, my last nature encounter was our little Botches yearly trip. And it's more of a funny thing, if anything. We had our tent set up in a weird, what would you call that? A glen, a clearing, an orchard.
I don't even know what I'd call it. It was the trail V'd off right there, so we just kind of set up camp right in the V.
Yeah,
big, real tall grassland, and there wasn't a lot of optimal tent spots, and so we just kind of picked the best one. And I'm sitting there in the middle of the night, and I kind of have my hand fall off the side on the floor of the tent, and then I feel something under my hand moving around. And I'm like, oh my God, I got really scared. I'm like looking around on the floor. What was that? There's nothing on the floor of my tent. And I'm like, okay, this is really weird. So I kind of let it go. And then, I think it was the next day, we're kind of cleaning up the floor of the tent because the kid's messy. And we start hearing the squeaking. The kid's standing on something. Start hearing the squeaking, and he steps off, and there's a little mound where he was standing. It was like a little weasel that we put our tent right on, like a bunch of like the weasel holes or something. Yep. And they were popping up and running underneath the bottom tarp of the tent. It was like a little whack-a-mole situation. They were all
that
over.
Doesn't seem as gross or scary as, I don't know, something.
What it could have been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could have been anything else. And it a couple months earlier, it was kind of a weird situation too, where it was raining a lot, and I went to go close the zipper all the way, and I went, in the middle of the night, you go to grab the zipper, and all I felt was something wet and slimy. I'm like, oh, what was that? I turn around, and there's a tree frog sitting on my zipper.
I thought this was an After Dark card.
Yeah.
No, thankfully not. No, there's nothing weird waiting for me. But those are just weird little nature things that have happened that, the past, couple very similarly close to each other.
Yeah, I was about to say mine would be the Botches trip too, because those invaded, I think, all of our tents underneath. They were just running around every night. I'm like, what the frick is underneath?
It was weird.
My dogs were doing this really funny jump thing. They'd be in the tent, and they just jump and dive on top of whatever was moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all had us down. Well, what about you, Mark? What's your next upgrade?
Well, it is now upper control arms and reinforcing my knuckle now.
Is that really an upgrade or a repair?
It's kind of
I mean, technically both is better. The upper control arm is definitely better than what's on there currently. But beyond that, it would be a bumper and winch eventually.
Yeah. Mark had a little oopsie there. Had some things happen, but it's all right.
I kind of sent a tractor tire flying and bent my alignment way out of whack.
Are you gonna buy a bumper? Or are you gonna get one fabricated?
I'm gonna buy one. I'm looking at C4 Rock Runner.
Okay.
I have not heard of those guys.
C4
is quite a popular brand, actually. They got quite a few stuff out there.
Yeah.
Have you checked out Victory? They're in company. Victory 4x4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We've got quite a few people that went through them. They're not too happy about customer service for them, so I'm not 100% with it.
Bummer.
Yeah, we do all try to stay away from all Amazon bumpers though. So
yeah, that's good.
Anything Amazon, we try to keep people away from.
We did didn't you buy Max? We realized that you got like fake Max Tracks.
I did. Yeah, I bought Max Tracks years ago, and like
It wasn't
they
actually
came in the
different.
MaxTrax box. They came with everything, and
just
they
looking at 'em,
look different
they
than
look
the website. But I was like, whatever, and used them for years, and then bought a mount to mount them to the camper, and they weren't fitting. And I was like, I wonder if these aren't real MaxTrax. This is now starting to make sense to me. And it turns out they were not. And I contacted Amazon, and after years, they actually gave me my money back because someone clearly in a warehouse was swapping them for them.
Oh, yeah.
And like originally, like there's nothing we could do. There's like no proof of this. And I was like, I've talked to MaxTrax. They're like, these are not legit. Like, and so they actually gave me my money back. And I'm talking, it had been years.
Wow.
I mean, because I used them one time, and they also like they flattened. Like it was like nothing made sense. And then it wasn't until I actually tried to mount them on a MaxTrax mount, and they didn't. I was like
the nodules didn't.
Like things didn't line up, and I was like, this is
yeah.
All right, guys.
Is it our turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
What is your favorite road trip music?
Ooh, yeah. So I'll say generally we'll turn on either folk type stuff or like 70s rock, Led Zeppelin type thing. Like to me, that's my camp vibes. However, I'll start with that because I'm thinking like I'm at camp, but then like a few hours into the drive, I usually got to flip it. And as I get closer to camp, I feel like my music amps up. I'm a heavy metal kind of guy. So you want to say hi?
Why you guys play Radio Chatter?
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah,
what's
for
up?
anyone listening,
Hello.
the kid has shown up.
Yeah.
You
must have got bored with YouTube.
He's the one that when you order a pack of cards, he signs your name and his name. He's practicing. Thing.
Yep. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey.
Go play Madden or Minecraft. I'm kind of a metalhead, and I do a lot of driving. So usually the drive turns to metal as I start like going crazy, and I need to get like amped up. But like at camp, folk, like we love like Goodnight Texas type stuff.
There
like,
was one of our trips to MSO we had, because you don't always get like reception or satellite. I think you downloaded the Goodnight Texas, so it was like we just listened to that album on repeat, and it was fun because you're driving through like the mountains of West Virginia. So it was very like appropriate when they're talking about like working hollers and working in a coal mine. And so like now when I hear those songs, I think of like that trip, and like how like music brings back memories. Like I'm glad that particular trip we listened to like that album like nonstop. And then I would say as far as music, he does the majority of the driving. So by default, we get to listen to his music.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And for the most part, I mean, he does a pretty good job of trying to be mindful of me being in the car. But yeah, I'd say that sometimes every now and then during COVID, we realized we both really love 80s music.
80s like pop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were on our trips. My wife is more the countryside. I like more of the heavy metal rock, and so when we start our road trips, it starts out country.
Yeah.
Then we get through my album or my playlist a few times, and then I'll switch it to like heavy metal. She starts reading her book. I'll put on my audiobook.
Yeah.
And then if we do a kids camp, it's windows down, Fergie, My Humps, going on at full volume, and we're singing it on the way in. But yeah, I mean, music is really important. It really helps put that puts the drive into a different mood.
Well, here's a fun possible future card then. How do you enjoy your music? Do you use your phone? Do you have an MP3 player? Do you have a CD player?
I don't think barely any of us do that anymore. Alex, I think you're the only old-fashioned guy we got around.
Mark's
I'm
here
rocking
too.
one too. I'm rocking one too.
Binder that while you're driving, you like flip your
Yeah.
So
I got one of those actually in mind.
He does.
What the CD
I've got
off and
50.
put it in there.
Yep.
I've got 15 CDs on my sun visor. I've got my Microsoft Zune that I still use.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
But
I drove my dad down to Florida this year, and somewhere in Georgia, like the car place stopped working. So I didn't have the GPS. Like we were on this road for like 300 miles. So I didn't really need the directions, but I could listen to music, and then we had to go back to like the radio, and there like not even if we didn't even have a CD player. We didn't even have CDs with us, but it was the worst. Trying and getting like the crackle of the radio, and then it's just commercial after commercial. Yeah, it was.
I got it like probably 6 months ago. I got fed up with paying for music streaming, so I just started using CDs, and then I was like, I could get my Zune back out and then just load it up with everything I want.
Yeah.
And now I use it probably 10, 15 hours a day at work. I use it in the car all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that works. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say I'll add to this real quick before we do another question. Is Miss Rachel has been a very common repeat. Her songs off of YouTube are just constant. My son loves Miss Rachel. He loves all those ABC learning songs. So to soothe the beast, we'll put that on there towards that 4 to 5 hour mark.
Yeah,
I would definitely lose my mind.
Yeah.
Well, that's when
it
you
happens.
start, like we've done things where it's like we've got some audiobooks he'll like or things like that, or PBS is actually starting to do podcasts of their episodes and some of their shows. So it's really just listen to the show, but it's on podcast. So, but that's when you just kind of turn the speakers all the way to the back and just hit play. And so like that way he's not on headphones, because he does watch movies and he has a game and console and whatever. But like sometimes you're like, dude, just like look out the window and not get car sick, and we'll turn on for you to just look out the window and listen to. And at that point, then we just play it in the back and we'll just sit in silence for a little bit. So.
Oh yeah. We don't want ours to be very dependent on screens. Yeah. We want them to be able to enjoy what's happening while we're out. So we're trying to do that the same way, but there are certain times where everybody needs a break. And
I think you'll notice as your child gets older, like Jacob will get to a point where he'll turn it off on his own.
Yeah.
And he just tired of it, or like we'll be like, hey, you can watch it while you're on the expressway, but once we get off the expressway, you got to turn it off and look out the window, just to like put some kind of limits on it.
Yeah.
And but it's like also like you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, when you're just pound the pavement, whatever, dude. Watch a couple movies. We're just
there's a porn star name, Pavement Pounder.
Perfect. Man, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So your mall crawler.
Yeah. Well, mall crawler. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot like a lot lizard, but it's for the parking lot. I think it's your guys' draw now.
Oh.
So what we got time for one more, Alex?
Yeah, we got time for one more.
All right. Let's see here. Let's do something different. We don't play this card a lot, so that's what I'm gonna try. What do you always bring extra of on a trip?
I know your answer. His answer is underwear because he doesn't change it. Remember?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Tools.
Is that
Definitely
group
tools?
Oh yeah, tools. Yeah. Is that
we bring stuff that doesn't even make sense, like an electric buffer.
I forgot about that.
It's a good back massager.
It is a very good back massager.
Gosh, I'd probably say food and toilet paper. That'd be like food and toilet paper, pretty much. You do not want to run out of either.
Yeah.
We bring too many snacks.
We realize that you get tired of your snacks, and so like when we went on that 2-week road trip with Jacob, we just by the end of it, every time we stopped at the gas station, we were just getting a bag of chips or something
new.
Yeah, which backfired on us, because then like later on in the summer, his parents watched Jacob for us, and they stopped somewhere to get gas, and they're walking in. He's like, "Oh, can I get a snack?" And they're like, every time they stopped at the gas station, he's like, "I want a snack," and they're like, "What? Why are you?" And we're like, "Yeah, we kind of conditioned him to that." But I was gonna say, I feel like anytime you travel with kids, you're just trying to think of every contingency, and like on that trip too, it's like I feel like we went as lean as we could between the two of us so that we could bring like 90 pounds worth of toys.
Yep.
We made a ton of concessions so that he could have all of the stuff, so that way, just again, to hopefully make the trip go that much better. But
yep. Oh yeah, get that 100%. You get the bumbo seat, and we had
it's
all that.
I mean, just kidding. For joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Alex can agree. We also get too much beer. We don't go through the beer as much as we should.
But that's because, like, I buy 2 6-packs, you buy a 12-pack, Alan buys a 6-pack, and they're all different beers, so we have a good variety.
Yeah.
When you're drinking M43, you're gonna get full fast. That's a
yeah.
We didn't even talk about that. What beer were you enjoying today?
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is Pernicious from Wicked Weed.
Huh.
So it's out of North Carolina. You can't get it up in Michigan, and so you can get it in Florida though. So whenever we go to Florida to see family, we get it there. So her dad was coming back from Florida, and he texted me. He's like, "You ran right to the store when you came down to see me. What beer did you get? I'll bring you some home." I was like, "Pernicious." I'm pounding down a bunch of those because it's really good. It's an IPA. Yeah. So if you like Cigar City Highlight or Zombie Dust or like any Two Hearted, it's very similar.
Sounds
IPAs are definitely my kind of thing.
That's my
Except lately we've been drinking El Chavo from Blake's Hard Cider.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is so good.
Is it a cider or is that like a Mexican lager kind of thing? Is it a cider?
No, so it's a cider. It's mango habanero.
Ooh, I do like me some mango habanero.
Usually anything spicy, I'm like, man, that doesn't belong in a beer. But for some reason, this beer is so good.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, how did you find out about that again?
Oh, someone left this variety pack in my fridge, and it was the very last one that was left. And I wanted a beer, so I was like, you know what? I'll try it. And then suddenly the 3 that were there were gone, and I was buying another 6-pack.
Yeah. My wife and I, we don't drink a whole lot, and we bought that little variety pack, and we liked all the berry flavors, the cider berry flavors. We're like, yeah, that's good. I tried that mango habanero one, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. And so yeah, I donated it.
Where's your mystery?
Yeah, that's right.
Beer lever.
Yeah, yep. I donated it to Alex's stash, and then he ended up loving it, and then everybody else like Mark liked it, Alan liked it.
I like
what
it.
the heck? I'm like, man, my taste buds are messed up.
Just like a little hint.
It's like it's kind of mango heavy at first, and then you get just that kind of spicy flavor at the end.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't justify driving down to Indiana to pick up habanero. That was the closest location to me. Like, yeah, I'll just get M43.
But yeah, we probably go through a 6-pack or 2 in a couple days. I mean, we go through these like they're water.
Yep.
It's kind of a problem.
It's so bad. Ugh.
Before that, we've been drinking a lot of Locals Light from Shorts Brewing Company. And then they also have their summer IPA, or no, spring IPA, spring hazy.
I think it was the spring one. I think it was the spring one that was really good.
Yeah, the spring hazy. I hope they bring it back because it is the best beer they have.
Yeah, I just don't have a beer taste, man. When I tried it, I was like, I had a little bit of fruit, and then it was like hatch chili almost. Like I was like, don't like this at all. And then, so yeah, I'm very much a cider guy. So the sweeter stuff is, and I don't, like I said, I don't drink a lot anyway. So half the time I'll buy a 12-pack. Oh yeah, well, we're gonna drink and have a good time and relax, honey. And she's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And then we maybe open one and drink it halfway, and we're like, yeah, we're tired. Just go to bed. So it never ends up working out like that. And then we donate it to someone, or just leave it at someone's porch.
My fridge.
Yep. That's how it works, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming in here and doing both episodes for us and really sticking it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun talking to you guys, getting to know you. Before this, I didn't actually know you guys were from Michigan, so that was actually kind of a funny surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool meeting you. We're gonna have to meet up and do some camping.
Yeah.
Maybe do some family camps or something too. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, yeah, thanks so much for having us. We appreciate you reaching out. And yeah, happy with episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you.
It's-
Later.